Welcome back to Country Tough with Brandy Von Holten. Most of you know that my husband is the fourth generation to own the family farm. It was purchased in 1906 by his great-grandfather, then purchased by his grandfather, then gifted to his father and aunt, and then purchased by us in late December 2013. When we bought the family farm, it had not been lived on since 1979. It was in complete ruins. Not only were the buildings not kept up, but it was also dumped on by my husband's father. He would make a quick $20 and come throw away a box springs, a water heater, tires, or a toilet for the people in town. If you have ever been around me and I start talking about our story, you will hear me say, you know, it's easier to give birth than raise the dead. Well, we had to raise the dead and then give birth. When we bought the farm and moved here, we were completely in over our heads, but we were excited that all that we could see was the potential and not the pain in front of us. Fast forward 10 years, all the mess is long gone. All the random tires and toilets are just distant nightmares. We won many titles for 2024, including Missouri's Best Ranch, Missouri's Best Woodworking, and Missouri's Best Podcast, which you are listening to right now. Our largest undertaking is beginning to unfold. From 2017 to 2023, my husband and I held weddings in our wedding venue that was built from the salvaged materials from 5 of the 8 original buildings. We held our ground during COVID and allowed the wedding and events to carry on at our venue. This is the reason we believe we were voted Missouri's best place to get married for 2022 and 2023. COVID changed us just as it did for lots of people. I found myself wanting to help, so that is exactly what I did. I ran for the local health board in the largest election in the history of our county. A lot of elected positions go unopposed. There were 10 people, some with completely different viewpoints, that did the work and put their name on the ballot. I appealed to lots of different folks because of my background and my ability to stand tall. I have 3 pieces of paper: bachelor's in biology with a minor in physics, a bachelor's in criminal justice, and my master's in teaching. I was a decorated science teacher, a children's book author, a tourism-based agriculture business on a century farm, and there's one more thing. I tried to go to the Olympics as a heavyweight fighter and had competed internationally in 5 countries. I am relatable, countryer than a country fried steak, and I have a ton of grit running through my veins. I won that election by coming in first and am currently serving on the local health board. COVID also made me aware of all the things that I don't know. For example, I am not proficient in foraging from the forest. COVID was a huge eye-opener for exactly how unprepared the world is in general. And those that were 100% prepared, I commend you. My husband and I were way more prepared than others, but we still felt the squeeze of not being prepared enough with food shortages. The biggest thing that we had was fear. Not debilitating fear, but fear of wondering if it was going to get worse. Would people stop coming to our trail facility? Would we be arrested for allowing the weddings? Would we be able to pay our mortgage? Would we be able to help our friends and family members if things got even worse? Never again do I want to have this fear. Never again do I want to not have a skill set that I needed. Never again will I find myself needing someone else, not for a product, a service, and anything. I want to be completely self-sufficient as much as I can. When 9/11 happened, I tried to join the military that day. At the time, I was not allowed to join because of the plates and screws in my face. I have always had this massive calling in me to take up for those that cannot. Call me a romantic, but I believe in the power of one. My husband would call me stubborn. I have survived cancer. I have survived a 3-inch blood clot that broke off from my lower leg and went through my heart. I have survived homelessness. This calling in me led me to fulfill all of our remaining weddings and then not allow any more to book. In essence, I killed our wedding barn on purpose. The wedding industry was easy for us. It was financially rewarding, and we loved being part of such a wonderful time in someone's life. However, I feel that we have such a more important task in front of us: homesteading. There are 3 basic different types of homesteaders. The person that needs to save money and learn how to do things for themselves. The person that wants to nourish their body and their family by eating healthy and not have all the preservatives and additives we have in our foods. And the person that doesn't trust mainstream media or our government and wants to be prepared for whatever comes our way. My husband and I are an equal combination of all 3 types of homesteaders. I want to connect people to every lost skill, every resource, every piece that they need in the puzzle for being self-sufficient. There's too much information coming towards people that many are standing still in their boots. That's where we come in. Our ranch is now offering 2 different ways in which to learn in order to help others. Number 1, Country Tough Homesteading Expo that will be held July 19th and 20th, 2024. We are bringing together vendors and presenters for a hands-on expo. It is so much easier to see a demo on a ranch being done rather than just hearing a lecture. For example, gardening. You will be able to see our gardening practices in place, and we made sure to have multiple types of gardens and presenters to cover people that do not even have a patio, all the way to people that have a massive gardening area. Number 2, small group classes offered year-round. These will range from sourdough bread, gardening, hydroponics, soil health, fencing for livestock, canning, cheese making, homesteading business, marketing, woodworking, welding, holistic health, sewing, seed saving, composting, foraging, and self-defense, just to name a few. From my years as an educator, I can tell you that people need the ability to learn hands-on, and the best teachers are the ones that care. I care. For a list of upcoming classes or to become a vendor or presenter, go to www.countrytoughhomesteading.com or follow us on Facebook at Country Tough Homesteading. And some may ask, why Country Tough? This country right now needs to be country, and it needs to be tough. Thanks for tuning in to Country Tough with Brandy Von Holten.